bracket final between LGD and Liquid. No surprise to see the Wisp ban this time around, although it is LGD that banned it.
5 seconds
And
second pick.
yeah, there's no way this was getting through. Not
No.
this series.
A little interesting to me already. Liquid playing off the Dire side. You go back over the last 3 months, they are 34 and 15 on the Radiant side, only 12 and 16 on the Dire side. They're very Radiant favored as a team.
Because
they're all good people.
Turn to ban.
And happy people.
Turn to
They
ban.
like to call it
Thanks, Black. Seems good.
top level 2000 IQ analysis.
Bands that'll make sense. The Brewmaster slightly dual band, but a lot of this very scary fight drafts.
Are you surprised Naga's not banned? Because LG love their Naga.
10
Liquid's
seconds
first picked it too,
remaining.
twice in the last 4 games.
Okay, Liquid might first pick the Naga then. Oh,
Could be a
so
challenge.
LGD had to ban it.
Okay, and so the Night Stalker is still on the table for Liquid.
Nightstalk is in, Skyrath is in.
Yeah, the Lycan is still in, which we've seen getting banned, and that hero has been insane this turn.
Chalice Lycan.
Well, I always feel like leaving Lycan the full favors the team. Second picking Lycan is like in Liquid position so strong. You can then
10
ban out.
seconds remaining.
Choose Liquid have 4 heroes for
Right.
5 seconds
If Liquid doesn't
remaining.
pick it though, LGD could just go like Axe Skyrath and you don't really want to pick Lycan into it necessarily.
But that's fine, because then you know you don't want to play Lycan.
Yeah.
The Windranger.
Hey.
They did this in both games against Newbie, the first overall pick Windranger.
As support,
This is something, yeah, they're generally going to run it in the support
Yeah,
position.
can.
PH,
Don't have to. It's usually GH. But they don't have to.
are they going to respond? Skyrath? Or even Zeus? Seen that a lot
10
recently.
seconds remaining.
Honestly, Zeus just kind of became like the flavor of the tournament. Nobody really
5
picked it,
seconds
and was seen
remaining.
like 3 times in a row, and then people started picking it up more and more. Even first phasing it.
All LGD's typical first pick heroes are gone. They have, if you go back, they have shown first phase Gyro and first phase DP, although first phase Gyro has really looked so heavily punished.
Particularly when Windranger's already like a direct range Gyro with the range grasp. Tough hero.
I tell you one that has sweep the bounty.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's one of those things where LG's very good enough. Always concerned
LGD's
by the
turn.
pick lane, but
Bloodseeker first
Whoa. So I wondered, we've seen this hero sort of creeping forward in the draft.
too. But I think LGD is one of the only teams that can do it though, because they do run it in all 3
In all
positions.
3 lanes, yep.
Yeah, a lot of people, or a lot of teams just run it in 2 positions, so it's not as flexible.
And we were talking about the power of the potential 4th overall pick Lycan. Well, that Bloodseeker nips that in the bud almost by itself.
Team Liquid's
At that
turn
point-
to pick.
get with
Jakiro.
support. I
Very
think you pick
nice.
that flexible 4 and then get a support. It doesn't matter if you know what that support's going to be. Much with this.
Well, I think
Technically,
that's-
still everything is open because Jakiro has been running the offlane quite a bit.
It has, but I think, to me, Jakiro is the support that xNova really, to me, first found his legs with in terms of
10
started to
seconds
play at that
remaining.
elite safe lane support level.
Not Bane.
No, I think
seconds
xNova's
remaining.
Jakiro is better than his Bane. I really do.
Fair enough. Well, Liquid seems to think
Team
otherwise.
Liquid's turn
Oh,
to
you
ban.
go. Look, Bane overall, you ban that hero for sure.
Fair enough. Doom Windranger, very aggressive dual lane.
That just
That's
sounds like
insane.
the off lane of hell. Like
Yeah.
you don't clear that lane. But Bloodseeker safe lane, you've got some sustain. Well, but
10
I
seconds
think this is going to be one of
remaining.
those games where they just put Bloodseeker safe lane on Chalice and they go like the aggro dual lane with
5
Ami,
seconds
so they can
remaining.
secure his farm.
and then get some kind of flashier mid.
Ember,
Maybe.
Storm, whatever.
LGD
Also, we're
We'll
saying
see.
that they
turn
did
to
show
ban.
Miracle on the Doom in Birmingham.
It
So
did.
that is a possibility as the draft goes on. Still some
Team
flex value here at both
Liquid's turn
positions.
to ban.
Liquid.
Target. Ban.
Lycan banned out by Liquid. Quite a good hero against Doom. Just run him down very easily.
Yeah.
Very low armor.
And they sadly don't run the hero. Bloodseeker already picked up.
Might as well get rid of it. Oh, he look. All right, no.
10 seconds remaining.
Matu looked
Oh yeah.
Give me in.
5 seconds remaining.
I
Put
like
me in,
it.
coach. already.
The combo they ran at
LGD's
both
turn to
games
ban.
was with M.
Yeah.
The Blood Rage M
That's insane.
is
Yes.
really good.
But there's still Zeus, who can get amplified by a lot.
Yeah. Got a couple of good lockdowns for M. Exactly.
Yes, because it's maybe's Ember.
You are a bit scared.
10
But
seconds
You prepare for
remaining.
it. You don't say, oh, we've got cannon. You're leaving in the pool. They Ember,
5
we
seconds
know what we want.
remaining.
Yes, it's true. Although a lot of that is predicated on that. If that is a support
Lone
Windranger, as we
Druid.
all expect, it's predicated on the ability of that Windranger to get that Blink Dagger up. That lockdown doesn't feel nearly as reliable without the early mobility item, either the Yules or the Blink.
You're not really picking for lockdown. Like the same reason you pick Sky and
Sure.
Juice in that for lane
Just the
dominance.
efficiency of the lane.
Yeah,
sure.
eventually she does.
Yeah, mid lane is like a bonus. First you want to crush the lanes, and then
10
once mid game
seconds remaining.
reaches, you have like this blink initiation.
That's like step 2 of your.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
Though it's not 100% reliable, can be very hit or miss. They have second pick, right? That's their second pick, yeah.
So
they're
they,
probably gonna
they have to show their picks first or in the second phase.
they're probably gonna look to last pick maybe Zero. I think that's what they
Yeah.
usually try
Typically,
to
yes,
do.
almost
Leave
always.
the Bloodseeker to the very end.
Yeah, they don't want to show 2 cores now for sure.
It might just get.
Rubik is not that good. But then again, Rubik is always decent, never really bad.
It's like a not the strongest. Rubik and don't feel like those.
But
I'd
then
rather see like
Team
I
Liquid's
pick-
turn
Yeah.
to pick.
Mariska has
Or
arrived.
Dark Willow.
Wow.
That's the first.
First for the
Yeah,
entire tournament.
101 heroes picked.
why do you
And
think that?
105 picked or banned.
Well, you can rapture a guy, you can ult that guy, and he just runs away and dies.
True.
Yeah.
The synergy. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
because it's kind of it feels like Dark Willow is being placed by Zeus, Skyrat.
I still think Zeus might be a bit stronger, but you have
10
2 very good
seconds
combos. Is you can Blood Rage the Dark Willow. She becomes damage immune with a W basically. Well,
5
almost.
seconds
They don't really
remaining.
have much AoE. Then you can take out a guy by yourself, almost single-handedly, and then of course you can ult the Rapture target. I think it has quite nice synergy actually. If you
That's
think
great.
about it.
That reminds me a lot of the. Remember when Mineski was running Puck Venge, things like that. The combination of the 2 heroes that just makes the one ultimate game winning.
Yeah.
And we're up to 102 picked and 105 picked or banned.
Crazy.
That have been banned: Sven, Techies, and Spirit Breaker.
FY Dark Willow should be
LGD's
really good.
turn
It's one of the
to
best
pick.
position 4 scaling heroes.
Oh wow,
Chen.
they are going to go for the Chen. Okay. I thought this more. I thought this might be something more like a Tusk for the save potential on the Rupture. But we're going to go Chen and try and run the lanes over.
Oh,
It's a send back.
and you can send
Yeah,
back
send
too.
back. Yeah,
I
okay,
think
fair
it's-
enough. Fair enough.
This hero's getting ruptured, and once they're ruptured, they really are just out of that team fight because they can't move.
10
They get maybe
seconds remaining.
terrorized by Dark Willow, so that's damage. So they guarantee
5
save and
seconds remaining.
struggle to deal with the send back because it's so much harder to get spell.
Yeah. What? I need a carry that can somewhat deal
They're looking for the.
with the
They
Chen.
may look for Chalice for
Yeah.
Bloodseeker open.
And what I'm guessing right now they'll do is put the Bloodseeker safe lane to absorb the pressure, the Chalice,
Yep.
and then
Team
Willow
Liquid's
plus
turn to pick.
Okay,
Gyrocopter.
there's the Gyro.
They will do Bloodseeker. I mean, again, flexible because they could pick Chalice last, or they could Bloodseeker.
Yeah.
I like Gyro against Chen after level 6. Before level 6, I feel Chen hard counters Gyrocopter, but once you reach level 6 on a Gyro, turns like completely for me.
The Gyro versus
10 seconds remaining.
Ranger lane sounds really.
Yeah.
I think the Bloodseeker going safe, whether it's
5
Chalice or I'm
seconds
playing it,
remaining.
is way more safe.
You need to dodge it for sure.
Yeah.
Like if that Windranger buys an Orb of Venom, you get internal bladed.
And that
Yeah.
is,
Yeah, you're
by the
half
way,
health,
that is
half health,
exactly
yeah.
what they did the last time they ran the score combo. Remember, they ran the Chalice Bloodseeker in the safe lane, put Ame as the offlane farmer on the Gyrocopter, and then picked a middle Ember Spirit for maybe.
Spoken about it many times. The offlane is actually the safer lane in many of the games.
Mhm.
A lot of teams are starting to realize it too, putting their carry there, like true farmer.
LGD's turn
I feel like you
to
need a
pick.
jet lane hero from it.
Lifestealer. I like it.
That'll
It
work.
counters pretty much all the heroes except Bloodseeker. Really good against Gyrocopter. Dark Willow doesn't do anything to you, and neither does Jakiro.
I don't even mind Lifestealer versus.
Yeah, I
You
think
don't
that can
counter
be
him,
decent.
but Rupture sounds bad because it goes through a rage and stuff. But if you're a hero that if you get Ruptured, you don't die. They come to you, Bloodseeker runs you, try to kill you, you rage and you fight them back.
Right.
So, unlike a lot of Rupture.
5 seconds
Or
remaining.
if you're close enough to a creep, you can always just eat a little damage and then infest.
Yeah. And you just have a massive HP pool anyway, so you can run for quite a while if you ever have to. I really like this Lifestealer, but they currently lack a taxi, so we might be looking at something like a Storm Spirit or Miracle.
I like the Storm pick a lot. I was going to talk about that. That's something that we
they
haven't
pick-
seen Liquid run him on lately, but you know, you like this Storm versus Bloodseeker matchup a
Yeah.
lot, I know. Like,
But it's a bit scary to pick Storm last when the enemy hasn't shown their mid yet. Typically, Storm is always going to lose his mid lane. Oh, Invoker. I would have loved to see it.
yeah, I would have too.
Bloodseeker is insane first. Invoker matches up again.
But Invoker versus Bloodseeker, the lane, it's impossible.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
impossible. You
Yeah,
cannot
good
do
luck
anything.
getting a last hit.
Yeah, you're probably going to be 0-0 for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It is impossible.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, even that deals less damage than your right click as Bloodseeker.
seconds
That's how
remaining.
sad it is.
Storm you mentioned does some very strongly. They won Windranger mid, but
No, they could pick the Ember Spirit for Miracle.
They could, but as we said, a lot of counters in the pool. Last pick is probably going to go to maybe. I mean,
maybe.
That's
Crazy
true.
Gyro.
Flexibility here with draft.
It's not a hero he excels at though. For me, he excels at the flashy playmakers mobility kind of carries, or mid heroes rather.
We're both Arme and maybe got plenty of games on Gyro in the last.
Yeah. It's just Gyro mid is seen less and less as it gets nerfed more and more. So it's usually just like boxed into that side lane position. What are you gonna ban,
Do you
Liquid?
feel like LGD need more objective taking?
Well, LGD has Jakiro for it, I suppose.
Jack,
He
yeah.
kind of makes up for it. So they are allowed to pick something like a Storm or Ember if they really want to.
You don't need the objective. God. So that's what we've
Okay.
seen. A lot of
Team
LGD
That's
drafts,
true.
they haven't-
LGD's
drafts
turn.
when they do ODP, they have no
Tinker.
power.
Tinker. All right.
Oh.
So?
Yeah.
There's still a Storm Spirit though.
Yeah, I mean, to answer your question, like, what are they going to ban? They're going to ban something like Miracle Spirit.
Yeah. I thought they would go for a Storm to have a Taxi, but they're just going to play like Taxi-less, which is fine. I guess a Doom can buy a Blink later on, and you have a Taxi.
Yep. Shadowblade, whatever it may be.
But then-
Windranger will have
They need a Tinker counter auto. Invoker is gone, so it has to be a
That's
Storm.
that.
more Ember.
You may
Quap.
now
Quap.
select your hero.
That is very brave.
Oh man.
I like him on Quap, but it is very brave.
By brave, you mean that's?
It's gonna
how-
be interesting.
Okay. Okay. Well, how do you break down that Tinker Quap lane though now?
Well, Quap definitely loses to Tinker 1v1.
Okay.
But Quap, of course, you can't rotate on Quap with a Chen. One upside,
Okay. So it's a little bit of a dead lane. All right.
but just generally 1v1, a Tinker should always farm more than a Quap.
That's what I thought. So I don't understand why with last overall pick, you would pick maybe in something that doesn't have a 1v1 advantage against the Miracle.
It's not all about the 1v1. It's about how it fits the draft. The hero that's
Well, sure,
scale
sure.
pretty decent late game. I like Quap's potential, like, level 25 scaling with this lineup. Quap, Bloodseeker, Gyro, 3. If you get late
yeah.
game, your lineup is going to be fast here.
That being said, though, last time he played Tinker, he didn't get caught by anyone.
Right.
Like, he would just blink so precisely. And I'm scared because they have nothing to get on top of him right now.
All right. Well, our Twitter predictions were 68-32 out there on Twitter land. So
For
what do you
whom?
guys? To Liquid.
For Liquid?
Yes. So in
I think
two
the same
words,
thing right
which
now.
way?
Liquid.
Liquid.
Team Liquid.
I like it. Black
Prepare
one.
for battle.
Hell, today.
I like it. I think we've run out of syllables there, but God's managed to squeeze his team in, luckily. A mixture of views here at the panel on a very interesting draft for our first game. Let's head over to our commentary team who are ready to bring you that game. It is only Pixel and Fog.
Thank you, Paul. Yes, a very exciting series to end the penultimate day here at the Dota2 Super Major. LGD, PSG.LGD versus Team Liquid. With myself, Eddie Pixel, and of course, Fog. We've just seen the two drafts. We've got a Tinker coming out, and right in response, we're getting the Somnus Queen of Pain. Giannis, what are we reckoning?
That's what we got the FY Willow.
Sure.
Is this the first Willow?
I don't
think I got to see Willow at all
It is
here.
the first Willow here.
Okay.
But see, I don't forget the dark times of the Dark Willow
30
beforehand. This is
seconds. Okay,
this is a hero that is broken. Okay, this hero is going to do horrible things. It's got a Bloodseeker behind it. It's not going to be fun to watch. This hero is just going to go around one-shotting poor old supports.
It got buffed too.
I can't wait for this.
It just got buffed last patch, so more damage.
Wait.
On the bedlam.
They buffed this hero?
Uh-huh. The cooldown's reduced, the duration is increased.
My goodness, they buffed her.
The damage
They actually did the madman.
The damage got changed in 7.14 though, so it does less damage over
Battle begins.
over a longer period at different levels of power. First level's still the same.
If only you had a spell, you know, where you go into a Shadow Realm and you can't get hit, and then, yeah, you've got a Bloodseeker as well, Blood Raging you. A Blood Rage Dark Willow. Wow,
So-
that's something to watch out for this game, and especially seeing as it is FY on the Willow, as you say.
Yep.
He's been having a fantastic land so far here in Shanghai.
And it looks like the panel, spot on. It is going to be Ame being put in that off lane. They're trying to avoid the Doom plus Windranger. Just it's been this case for PSG.LGD for quite a bit. Is they pick the Bloodseeker, they put Chalice on it. He's just like he's kind of the sack role. He tends to get pretty farmed anyway, but.
And what about the Somnus Queen of Pain anyway? Because the panel did seem a little sort of umming and ahhing about this pick. Do you like it here for LGD to finish it off, or do you think this is sort of them going, yeah, we don't really know what to play, let's throw a Queen of Pain in because Somnus is confident on it?
I think this might be the only team that I'm okay with Queen of Pain.
Okay.
But it's still a Queen of Pain, so it can get punished. However, you look at the draft, there's not the craziest amount of ways to catch. It's the Windranger as well as the Doom. Besides that, it could be quite difficult, so they could look to scale into those later stages. I do believe that's what LGD is trying to do here in bottom.
Chalice.
Has to use the Fairy Fire just in case.
He does, yeah. Getting right click down. Same time up top. A bit of a go on to MATUMBAMAN. He is level 2. He's holding on to his skill point. Can put into the rage if he needs to, and he certainly will.
Yeah, I think I think like the Queen of Pain, they want to have something that can scale into the later stages. And now they have this. They have the setup for Tricore. They have Bloodseeker. They have Queen of Pain. They have Gyro. While you look at the other side, it's Lifestealer and Tinker. The Doom can scale as well though, so should be pretty even going into those later stages. But Liquid definitely looking to punish the lanes a bit more here with this Chen pick.
Just coming in, starting to harass back Ame and FY just a tad. Crap down onto FY, a few punches, but FY will be ready to fire back with the Bramble Maze. They'll look for a bit of a chase down. They've got the homing missile onto Kuro. Ready with a hit as well from the Shadow Realm. Kuro in a lot of trouble as LGD will find first blood.
And that's costly. That's your Chen who wants to be dominating the lanes, and you just died with it first, giving Ame a great start to this game.
And you said what, giving up the creep as well.
Gave the creep too. It's a lot of experience is the big thing early on. That you can give to those side lanes if you do give those big creeps up. Chalice bottom though.
They are going to chase him down with the Scorched Earth. GH with the level 2. He's going to go with the power shot. Not quite enough. He wants to dive in with the wind run, but he'll hold back. Chalice will be able to fog him behind the tree line. GH will hold back.
Are forced out of their bottom lane completely. The Jakiro and the Bloodseeker have to take the long walk home.
Well, at least they get a nice time to have a bit of personal time with one another.
Yeah, we're holding hands together.
Let's
Pretty close. This is the dream for bottom lane. The bottom's going fantastic for Liquid, while top is also not going horrible. MATUMBAMAN's still able to farm. Sure, they lost to Chen, but Ame.
Kuro with the setup. MATUMBAMAN in. He has got the open wounds, and with the chase down with the rage, he doesn't care about any maze. MATUMBAMAN able to claim the kill onto Ame with Kuro actually getting the last touch. And we'll look towards FY as well. But he is able to keep his distance. Does also have the Shadow Realm available if he gets gone up on mid lane. GH, he's looking for the setup. Somnus pretty low at the moment.
Doing great in this mid matchup right now. Miracle has the 2-point skill up too.
But the power shot misses!
The hit to break this out.
Radiant's middle tower.
Was this? I think it was just a fairy fire.
Yeah.
But GH missing that power shot.
Oh no, it was Sal, sorry.
Oh, it was.
It was
definitely so. Okay.
Yeah.
They missed that. That was close to getting that. Miss Somnus getting away like he was. Even
Oh my goodness.
Still
That was-
he's out of the lane.
Yeah, he gets pushed all the way back. And now Miracle's going to catch back up in last hits. All right. This bottom lane is a huge win, though, for Liquid. My control free farming, still putting the pressure on. Other two lanes, kind of even. Liquid coming out a bit ahead because of this, though. Having the Lifestealer pretty much being this solo safe lane, while the Chen is able to just jungle. So you see Lifestealer's level 4 already in this game.
Again, hang up Matumba top of this. It's a hard hero to go on between these two with the rage available on Matumba.
Yeah.
Ideally, they want to really be finding KuroKy if KuroKy does reveal himself, but as you say, for the time being, keeping himself to camps in the jungle.
Should be a pretty good Lifestealer game overall.
Yeah.
The only thing that's really countering it is that Bloodseeker. They should have a pretty decent matchup, and Ame up top.
Somnus is going to start a bit of a go again. As they'll be able to move on forward. He does get rooted, and he will actually get stunned. So FY punching back at MATUMBAMAN. In fact, MATUMBAMAN's falling pretty low. They've got the shadow around it. MATUMBAMAN has got the rage, ready to counter the hit. And now that was going to mean that FY sort of put himself in a bit of a dodgy position. He's got to be careful. Will be chased down by the army of KuroKy.
There's a blast.
And gets a beautiful shot from Kuro.
So something small to point out too is GH in this game is every single time it's going to come near the those 2 minute marks, he's checking the runes. I think it's really important that you do that when you have someone like a Tinker versus a Queen of Pain. Quap is all about that rune control, because then you're able to snowball that lane even harder. So very good that he's doing that. Bounty runes quickly get claimed, 2 for 2. No hesitation from either side.
Down bottom. Make a bit of attempt onto mind control. They do manage to clip him with the blood run. Chalice will start to chase him a little bit, but quickly the Scorched Earth comes out. A slam down of the Infernal Blade on Chalice, able to keep the Bloodseeker at bay. She's turning with the power shot and trying to slow him down a little bit with the shackle, but won't quite find the connection, so GH and mind control won't look to continue chasing.
Mind control going for the 0-2-2 build, since his hard camp is blocked by a sentry that they had placed down bottom early on. I do believe they even killed the lane ward that was there too, that they had that Liquid had placed to watch where the Bloodseeker was.
Two Satire Tormentors now under the control of Kuro.
And mid is... Miracle is not having a great time here. Somnus halfway to 7 already. Having that ulti available, Miracle actually has to hide in the tree lines.
He certainly does. They're already seeing about half health. A quick burst of Somnus could dispatch the Tinker, but he may be baited in because GH is here. In fact, GH gets the control of the shackle shot at the same time up top. A bit of a go on to MATUMBAMAN. He's trying to run, but inside the shadow realm, FY is ready to pop out. Looks towards MATUMBAMAN. MATUMBAMAN's got the rage, in fact, with the lifesteal. MATUMBAMAN keeps himself alive.
That's twice now.
Outplaying FY there with some fantastic control with the timing and usage of his rage. MATUMBAMAN is able to outmaneuver Dark Willow, as you say, not just once, but now the second time in that top lane.
Looks like they might actually swap the lanes up a bit here. Ame is level 5, but they've sent FY bottom to try to relieve the pressure a bit. But you see the Gyro still, look at that farm, 37 lasted, 17 denied, same thing with the Queen of Pain, and they're shutting down Matu a little bit, at least in the last hits, but he's getting those kills to make up for it. Or at least the assists, because Kuro's gotten all.
Yeah, with the 2 points in rage, FY realizing that this is a kill that's not really going to happen between the two of them. So, as you say, this sort of time is much well spent elsewhere on the map. So we get the setup. Looks towards Miracle. He has got the stun. Bramble Mace will be laid down. In fact, Miracle's going to take a wrong turn, step into it. A Sonic Wave from Somnus. Shuts down Miracle on the Tinker, gets him out of the lane out of the game. At the same time, up top, Kuro was able to get into the face of Ame.
I'm actually surprised that Ame went back up there, because he had no...
He's on his own.
He's completely alone. He has no defensive support play to help him versus a Chen. Gets quickly ran down.
Oh, as I say, Kuro's walking around with these 2 Satire Tormentors. That's a fair bit of burst for him to offer.
Sure is, with the 2 points in Penitence too, and they've got the gap closed, because you see Matumba, he went for the 2 points in the open wounds this game. Sure, the cast range only slightly changes, but every little thing matters to close that gap onto Gyro when you're Lifestealer.
Yeah. I mean, it will be interesting to see what Ame does do when he respawns. Is he just going to look to head up there? Will we see him maybe look to go towards neutral camps? Does he need to call for some sort of backup? Maybe not FY, maybe sort of a switch around with the supports.
I think he can gank bottom. He's level 6, is the thing on the Gyrocopter, so he can make moves around the map and set up for his team. And yeah, TP's bottom right away. I think that's the best play. I think going back top is just...
It's suicide. Right, you can't go back to lane. Bottom lane. He's going to be found out. They have got the Windrun chasing him down, but there's the slow with the homing missile inbound as well as the blood right. No escape for GH.
Ame tends to like being very involved in the early game with his Gyro, even if he's having good farm. Either way, if he's shut down or if he's having good farm, he's going to try to make those moves around the map. Somnus will be able to claim a rune this time around. GH being dead, unable to actually look for that one. Kuro
up top, looking for a potential wraparound, as he has now got the Troll Summon as well, but quickly with the Shadow Realm. The net will be dodged by FY. Go for the maze, go for the TP out. If they have a way to cancel it, they do not. With the net already being casted by the Troll Summon and nothing else to cancel that TP.
And the lane swap happens. Got this high level Gyro to try to deal with the pressure. Mind control. Phase boots. Still 0 points in Devour.
I mean, even with this lane swap though for LG, I mean, Chalice, he's not invincible on this side. Like, he's got to be careful himself. If he gets slowed down without any sort of boost from the passive, if the rest of Liquid are pretty healthy, they can dive this man.
Absolutely. The thing is that he can at least farm from a distance, as we just saw there. He can throw the blood right, he can sap some experience, and he's the sack. He is the sacrifice in this game. They want the Gyro and the Queen of Pain to be the snowballers.
And it's worth looking at the farm, as you say, in mid lane. Somnus jumps in with the help of FY. Miracle will turn with a quick laser, and Somnus gets bursted down low. Shackle shot will not connect, and FY's Shadow Realm hit was not enough to bring Miracle down. So Miracle, he'll go for the TP back to base. He'll be fine. GH does continue to try and chase down FY, but FY has the distance, and neither side will be able to get the claim the kill onto one another's mid laner.
This is one of the first times I've seen LGD. They're playing a lot around the mid lane, but they actually didn't do the double sentry that we talk about a lot. They put sentries on both sides of the river to make sure that they don't have vision on that high ground. The opposing team, that is.
Time for a bit of a solo play onto Chalice, but even with the creeps, it's not enough. Chalice will be able to keep himself alive. In fact, FY has come across to try and take some of Kuro's pets away from him. He looks to beat down onto Salah Tormentor. He's taking a lot of damage for this FY as he does get the creep, but it's going to cost him his life. Kuro will punish him.
Kuro has all 5 kills for his team. After giving up that 1 death initially for first blood, he gets mad.
My goodness, indeed. Chen on a mega kill streak. 10 minutes in.
That was incredibly greedy there by FY. Just really wanting that creep kill and pays with his life.
And Kuro will be quick to get a new addition to the family as he grabs the Centaur. Conqueror.
It looks like it's going to be early Veil picked up, or maybe his team benefits from it quite a lot.
Oh, absolutely. Especially with sort of the Blood Rage coming into play as well. This is a lot of damage that, at this stage of the game, sure, the problem for them is the fact that the Lifestealer pick seems really good for Liquid.
It's just the Bloodseeker, that counter.
Yeah, exactly. They have to have Chalice sort of look for the play onto MATUMBAMAN if they want to try and attempt to make a go on him. But at the same time, as the panel talked about, there is that save from the Chen that's always going to be into play, which can get MATUMBAMAN out of those sticky situations. So it will be interesting to see how LGD do sort of focus their efforts to tackle the MATUMBAMAN Lifestealer.
They've got to kite him around in the fights once it gets to that point. But he's going to be very farmed already. Almost has Armlet finished up. Somnus will have Veil done. And Veil, I mean, like I was saying, very good Veil game. Benefits from Gyro, Jakiro, Dark Willow. Yeah. All going to be very nice for that.
Time to smoke up Somnus. Has the Sonic Wave ready to pop. He's also got that Arcane Rune upon him. As top lane, Kuro and GH, they were sort of waiting to see if Chalice pokes his head out, but that isn't going to be the case, and they'll simply just go and reveal themselves as they attempt to go for the tier 1 push. Bottom lane, mind control, will be held in place by the Bramble Maze. He'll turn with the Doom onto the Gyro, but the damage is already out. With the Bedlam going from FY, they cut down 1. They'll dive in, they need to go for the deny, they'll get it. xNova is there to quickly take Ame's life away from him.
They'll be able to claim the bottom tower as well out of it. The glyph is used, but that's what they did. They sent Chalice top, he's got blood red, he can at least slow down the push a little bit while his team likes to make plays with that Gyrocopter. But yeah, Ame dying again as that top net worth on his team. 3 deaths already for Gyro. Still top net worth.
There's a close opening though. It's coming up to 12 minutes in, 4 for 5, less than a 1k lead for Liquid. Top lane Kuro going in again with the wraparound onto Chalice. Chalice goes to the blood right, the TP out, but the Centaur Conqueror's there to cancel the TP. No escape for Chalice. He will turn and rupture Kuro as the backup now comes in after Chalice falls. They reach LGD. They should be able to find Kuro in return, and that was a decent amount of gold because that was a Chen on a mega kill streak. So Ame able to pick up a good amount from that pick-off. At the same time, GH and Miracle, they've also rotated in. MATUMBAMAN ready to go again with the rage back up. Slows down Ame with the open wound, and a quick laser from Miracle will help them claim the life of Ame, but it cost them GH. MATUMBAMAN, he's now out of the rage. He's been terrorized, he's being chased down. Shadow Realm is going to be there from FY, not even needed. As Somnus, Sonic Wave and a jump forward with a scream of pain will burst down MATUMBAMAN. A lot of chaos in that top lane, but at the end of the day, I think LGD is going to be slightly happier.
Yeah, LGD get all these kills. I mean, they're definitely happier. At the same time, the Liquid, they are getting something out of the map. You know, Miracle is farming in the mid lane, Doom as well at bottom, and Ame does die again. Quite a lot of deaths coming out for this Gyro already early on.
That's true.
Very active there.
4 deaths indeed. Yeah. But Somnus, he's at least sort of able to keep that momentum going that he needs to on this snowballing here on the Queen of Pain. He's yet to die. He gets involved at the end, picks up a good chunk of experience and such.
And look at the rune. Has the Veil finished up, treads as well, and the dream. A regen rune to continue staying on the map, being that presence. So they could look to make some plays. They also have a shrine available if they'd like to use that for their supports.
Look at this again here. I mean, is there a point you feel? I mean, this feels like both teams doing everything they should.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, if you're Liquid, you don't want to back up because you see this opportunity to get the kill onto the Gyrocopter. You want to keep the fight going. But then at the end of the day, it's sort of Somnus, his last play finishes off the fight. He has the Sonic Wave up, and there's always going to be the time where, bam, you're going to lose your cause. But MATUMBAMAN, he's out of rage, they've got the control of the Terrorize, there's no escape as this Lifestealer.
Yep. There's just both teams responding quite heavily, and Miracle just being like, I'm out. you guys we're gonna lose 3 heroes, but I need to make sure that I don't die. I need to get Boots of Travel at a decent timing because he has been slowed down a bit.
And what sort of progress we're looking at the moment? What, 1,200 gold towards the Boots of Travel recipe at 12 minutes in. So, I mean, as you said, this is not going to be the fastest timing at all on a Tinker.
He did buy items in between. He went for Soul Ring, he's got Raindrops, a couple little things in between, but does slow that down. His levels are still good. It's level 9. Queen of Pain level 11, of course, because of just having a cleaner game overall.
Yeah, and because it pretty much was left to a 1v1 matchup as a whole, the Tinker's always expected to have a hard time in that lane. The Queen of Pain is going to come out on top. Or would you?
It can go both ways in that matchup.
So you'd say this is actually just Somnus being Somnus?
Yep.
As you say, one of the players that you respect the Queen. This is the player that you feel comfortable seeing him bring it out in situations like this.
Yeah, panel was saying, Tinker beats the lane, but Tinker even had a rotation coming in from the Windranger, right? GH came and did the power shot and forced the Queen of Pain back all the way to the base and still maybe was able to take over it. So very impressive, but expected from it, maybe. And that regen rune, the full veil plus treads being delivered for the Queen of Pain, this is the dream timing for this hero to just really take over and just keep making moves around the map.
So much space is going to be there for heroes like Arme and Chalice to really sort of get themselves to the point where they're looking to become more active in the team fights. I mean, even as we've seen, Arme has tried to be so, but he has been dying a fair few times. And looks like with the build, he's got the phase, the drums, and he will be queuing up the Maelstrom yet. So
Full
next.
green.
So no sort of BKB, which we do see tends to be the default build really from Gyros this tournament, getting that BKB before that major damage height.
Yeah, Maelstrom, BKB, Aghanims is probably the build he wants to go for. They want to take it to the later stage. They just want to
but look at that quick reaction there from FY. As soon as he sees something, he's into the Shadow Realm, and he's out. The 3 members of Liquid, Kuro, GH, and Mind Control, they were setting up for that, but FY reacting there with lightning speed.
I'm glad to see Willow. I thought this hero was being underpicked, of course. Has been picked,
this hero, why aren't people playing this? Honestly, why aren't people playing this hero?
I thought it was going to get picked more. Miracle Man.
He's gone. That's how you do it. You run them down with the Bedlam, and they are heading back to base. No chance for the Tinker there. This hero fundamentally, it's
incredible.
It does so many things right. And there was a period where teams were picking it, and as you say, for some reason they stopped.
It got like some nerfs and everything, but then it got rebuffed again too. So I did think that I was going to see it a bit more. FY having an excellent time so far. 1 in 3, but still making a lot of impact on the map. And we have some cool combos that we could see in fruition. They have a lot of ways, like that AoE damage, the AoE teamfight that could be coming out from LGD is pretty substantial in comparison to Liquid's. They've got Bramble, they've got Bloodbright, they've got Jakiro, Call Down. It's going to make the zoning inside of those teamfights very difficult for Liquid to maneuver around. Liquid a lot more single target oriented. Pretty much the Tinker is their AoE team fight, if you want to call it that. But it will have the Boots of Travel finished. Almost level 12 on the Tinker 2. They've had some stacks. Cleans up the camp right before it respawns as well. Perfect timing. Mind Control.
Not going to make an attempt onto him, but even with the 3 of them, he is pretty tanky. GH will be able to get the shackle shot in return. Mind Control will look to now potentially head back in. Chalice pops the rush on him, but he's still got the storage surf going. Goes for the TP out. The Terrorize not going to be there quite in time, as Mind Control will be able to get away with that TP.
Liquid very content with just playing the farm game here. Tinker as well as the Lifestealer. We see Monster doing the usual MATUMBAMAN build, Armlet into Desolator.
Bramble Maze. Kuro first round as well. That side of the ice path won't quite clip him, but the Sonic Wave does. In fact, Kuro, he's not going to live. FY does finish him, but it costs him his life as FY trades himself with Kuro. Mid lane, the missile connects onto GA. Somnus jumping to the far side, trying to burst down those creeps before Miracle was able to boost the travel in. Look at the rockets out as Liquid now able to start to push LGD back. PSG.LGD will back themselves away. Again, these sort of trades back and forth.
I was clicking on FY and I was like, yeah, he's farming, he's dying a couple times, but he's still very high level. I looked and I'm like, oh my god, he's almost level 10 and Chalice is level 8 on Bloodseeker. So they're really prioritizing the farm and levels of that Willow.
Yeah, double damage rune in the middle of the map. Being eyed up with Chalice and xNova. No interest of having it go on to him. Level 12. In fact, MATUMBAMAN's going to make it go on to them. He just goes straight forward onto Chalice, and Chalice, he's gone. The double damage rune is still ready to go. He just came a little bit too close to the fire there. Chalice is out. Why? But be careful as well, just rely on the ice path. GH tries to get the shackle shot connection off the creep, but won't quite find it. xNova is split away from the rest of his team though. Mike tries to chase down, get the Inferno Blade in, and MATUMBAMAN comes in, and again, his last couple of hits under the cover of that double damage rune. MATUMBAMAN actually getting to do a lot with that rune in a situation where it sort of felt like LGD, they didn't need to give those 2 kills to the Lifestealer.
Yeah, they kind of just keep it in trying to defend the tower, but the rest of their team was not ready to fight. They didn't want to. Ame's farming bottom, Somnus as well is just pressuring and farming up top. They're giving up some free kills, and you don't want to do that to this Lifestealer, who is the key hero. It really is the key hero in the early game for Liquid. He's going to have a Desolator finished up very soon.
And what about 150 gold? It's basically there. Yeah, it really is.
And their Roche threat could be quite high here, too. They have good protection from the Tinker, and with that Deso and Chen creeps, they can look at it.
We'll try and set it with the Rupture. Ice Park does hit him as well, but he's a hard hero to go on. He's got the Rage, sure won't help him against the Rupture, but it will stop any sort of follow-up damage coming through from PSG.LGD.
Gets sent home, gonna full heal, pick up that Deso. 17 minutes on.
Suddenly, you know, Miracle Zone Farm is starting to get rolling. He gets the boost of travel, and still the boost of travel at the best time, but he gets the blink very quick after. GH just gets jumped upon by Somnus. FY looks for the final hit. The Cursed Crown will hold GH in place, so FY will be able to chase with Somnus, take the kill. On the turn, FY getting slowed down. He's got the Shadow Realm back up, but he does get surrounded. He will look for Terrorized play, but he ticks out the Scorched Earth from Mind Control.
Or tree. And Ame, by the way, did stop building the Maelstrom for the time being. Is going to go for that BKB just to make sure that they can keep fighting. Match the pace that is being played by Liquid.
Yeah, I mean, as you sort of say, I understand sort of in his position, he wants to see if he can get away with it. Going for the Maelstrom, but...
He still will probably do it after.
Oh, absolutely, but the BKB, definitely a necessity to pick up as his first item. And again, the pace is starting to step up, and with the Blink Dagger, you can expect Miracle to sort of look to more actively play his own part in the team fights.
Yeah, Liquid right now has a good window to take all these tier 1 towers, because they have Miracle with that early Blink Dagger and Boots of Travel. He can defend, and looking at LGDs, they do have a bit of struggle actually hitting those buildings in comparison.
It's all pretty much on the Jakiro. That's their pushing power.
Liquid have Chen plus Lifestealer with this very early Desolator, where they can look to make plays around in these objectives, this Roshan, these towers. They can really look to capitalize that if they just kill 1 or 2 heroes.
Go wrap around with the smoke from Liquid.
Always nice to have Chen as well with you, Tinker. You can always be joining the fight.
Oh, xNova's going to be the one that gets run down. A try and pop the ice path will temporarily stop MATUMBAMAN, but he's got the Rage, moves on forward. And another kill to be claimed. Dota2 slowly but surely is still just a 1k lead for Liquid, but as you say, with their heroes, with their lineups, with the way they're playing, can expect this lead to begin to grow in favor of Liquid.
Yeah, it's all about just this map control that they'll be able to get, and now it's really hard to contest this Roche when you're playing versus a Tinker.
How do you get in there?
Miracle's just going to start dropping marches there.
Maybe Somnus can go for some sort of crazy play with the Sonic Wave.
They're starting. I mean, Mind Control is dropping pretty low. The Hand of God is up for Kuro.
Somnus is looking to prioritize the bounty runes. Understandable, but no one's looking towards this shit. They're now TPing over, but it's going to be a little too late as Liquid, they'll be able to finish it and claim the Aegis for MATUMBAMAN. No involvement there from PSG.LGD around the Roche pit.
All it took was 1 kill. A Jakiro kill for them to go into that Roche pit. And with that medallion finish, with that Deso, more than enough damage.
On the high ground, they are turning up onto Mind Control. They put the ice path, and straight away they chase in the power of the Bedlam, the Sonic Wave. They're bursting a lockdown onto Mind Control for this killer. Hannibal comes out. Mind Control, he's actually still alive. Is he going to live? No, he will fall. But the 7th screen left, the Dooms get laid down onto the Queen of Pain. They've already lost FY, they've already lost xNova. They're going to lose Somnus as well, as there's no escape for him. And now the chase is even there onto Chalice. Do they have a way to capture the TP? They do. GH with the shackle shot sets up for a 4. So as quickly as they take Roche and the Aegis, Liquid get handed to them a team fight as PSG.LGD try and they blow everything onto Mind Control. Sure, they kill him, but it cost them 4 heroes and pretty much all their ultimates.
He tanked everything. Absolutely everything. His team comes in and clears up, and Ame wasn't in for any of that. They thought it was going to be a quick, easy kill, but Liquid quick to respond again. Not having to wait for any of these long cooldown ultimates. They're always ready to fight. The only thing they have to wait on is Doom, and they just gave him the perfect situation for it.
Absolutely. The Queen of Pain sort of just walked up and said, please do me. And he certainly did. Top lane. We'll look towards MATUMBAMAN. You have, of course, got the Aegis. He will be sent back. The Chapter Shot holds back the 2 of them. And Liquid look to disengage.
They almost killed Ame there. He wasn't sent home. He may have actually died or been forced to use the BKB. loving my controls build, going for that quick early Vanguard, and even just the casual cloak. That was the biggest thing there for me. The cloak putting in huge value.
Yeah, that with the extra HP for the Vanguard, as you said. That in combination makes for a very tanky Doom at this point of the game.
Somnus setting up bottom for Miracle.
Are scanning.
Going into the tree line. Somnus is looking for him.
He's hunting. Another blink. Yeah, TP away. Miracle gets himself out safely. The rest of Liquid was smoked up behind MATUMBAMAN. They are coming in from the side. GH does find the chakra shot, leads him with the power shot. FY has got the shadow around with the Verdulum. You have Chalice being closed upon straight away by MATUMBAMAN as he goes in with the range, the open wound. They have lost GH in return. MATUMBAMAN quickly jumping into the creep. He does get terrorized as well, allowing Arme to just stand at the front with the rocket run, beating down onto it. They'll take down the Lifestealer once, but Kuro, he wants this fight to continue going. The troll trap onto Arme. They chase down the Gyro. Gyro gets nuked down by the Shadow Tormentor. As Liquid again taking these fights. And Miracle wants to finish these kills off. As you say, xNova FY both incredibly low. Shadow Round's going to be there for a little bit to help out fight, but MATUMBAMAN gets in range for the open wounds, slows down one. Somnus just fought, but there's the send back. Getting Miracle out of there. Kuro has the save. Somnus has now blinked into this one. He's got to be careful. He'll turn with the Sonic Wave, trying to burst down KuroKy, but he can't quite finish off the kill. Kuro will survive. Look right down. Chalice wants to get in, but it's a bait. He can't get close to Kuro. Kuro's buddies have got his back saved. As Mind Control, MATUMBAMAN and Miracle will punish Chalice for being baited in by that tasty, tasty Chen.
They made so much space. Look at Miracle's damage in that fight. He was just blinking into the tree lines constantly, throwing down marches, throwing down rockets over and over again. And just throw a Penitence on top of a Tinker throwing out those nukes. Everybody looks squishy.
That is
full Agonins.
That's as you said, so much damage was being done before this, and now there's an Agon.
Level 18 as well, so that level 3 rearm is in play.
This game certainly became a whole lot scarier for LGD, as it really does seem that Liquid are continuing this top level play that they have been bringing back this tournament here at the Dota2 Super Major. And this fight, just all over the place here for LGD, as MATUMBAMAN was allowed to have free reign, and as you say, Miracle constantly in the right position and not being caught out.
And them having the Sages, right? If they didn't have the Sages in this situation, Moxie would be dead. Fight could be quite different here, but look at the damage. Penitence gets hit by one rocket, a second rocket, pretty much dead. Just from a couple more hits.
To 12. 24 minutes in.
There's also been a lot because of the vision that Liquid's been able to assert because of having this early pressure that they've been doing. They had these deep wards down to make those plays happen and watch LGD. So, of course, a couple of them got dewarded, but now they're right away. They have more. There's 2 more wards on Kuro, already emphasizing getting the vision up so they can look to keep taking those fights and trying to punish.
Instant jump in from Mind Control with a stun onto FY. They get the catch. She's sweeping around, see if they can find anything else, but already Arme beginning to back off Kuro.
LGD is playing fully responsive Dota. They have not been able to play on the opposite side of the map because of this Tinker just constantly pushing in the waves. They have only gotten 1 tower on the side of PSG.LGD. Liquid just dictating the pace of this game continuously. How's the BKBs doing? Bloodseeker, 300 more. Queen of Pain's going to be going for Lincoln's a little bit more of a greedy build to make sure that she can keep trying to get that scale potential. They are in quite a bit of trouble here now with the full AC on top of the Deso now for Matamba.
As well.
That is, I mean, it's 25 minutes in.
I mean, and we did see from PSG.LGD at the start, they did want to put pressure on MATUMBAMAN's lane, and sure, we saw they slowed down his farming, but they were giving him kills.
Yeah, and he was getting solo experience in the lane too, because of Kuro being Chen, of course.
Dire are scanning.
Second BKB now for the Bloodseeker. They can try to punch back here versus Liquid, but over and over again, look at where the lanes are. Every single one is pushed into just a bad spot where if they try to make some type of smoke play, Liquid will absolutely be aware of it.
One thing that is going to be interesting to see is how easy Liquid can break the high ground. And PSG.LGD do have very strong defense. Bloodbright, the combo of FY on his Dark Willow, and as we talked about, the strength of the team fight that PSG.LGD do have when they're able to bring it together.
Yeah, just the fears. I mean, we talked about it a lot and over again, is this how good of a game it can be for this Lifestealer. It's really so much on the Bloodseeker to make sure that he gets shut down. But now there's also the Orchid that was picked up by Somnus a bit ago. So they get the initial size.
Yeah, they do. He doesn't get the rage out in time. That's going to mean the MATUMBAMAN, and he's not getting out of this one. The Sonic Wave from Somnus will finish him off. Not reacting quite quick enough there, MATUMBAMAN.
As soon as I was saying it too. Catches him right off guard. And he just purchased that AC too, so they've got 45 seconds where they can try to push these lanes out and try to maybe get an objective, but it's still going to be quite hard versus Power Shot, versus Tinker. The big kill though, at least they can get.
A lot of money as well if that one kill. Going mainly the way of Somnus. As he does climb closer and closer to being able to build significantly into the Lincoln Sphere.
I wonder if maybe they'll build something on MATUMBAMAN to deal with that Orchid, or if he's just going to go straight for this heart. Because he has the heart queued up, but we've seen in the past, you know, the Manta or some type of thing to, like maybe even the Lincolns to protect himself. The Lincolns could have some pretty good counters, blocking the rupture in some situations as well.
And is this something that we're sort of beginning to see a little more often now? Taking the attack range on the Jakiro?
Yes, actually. I've been seeing that quite. I saw it from DDC was doing it a couple of times when they were playing the Jakiro. I've been seeing, yeah, that 300 attack range.
It is a lot of attack. Sure. It's, and as we've seen, sort of getting the liquid fire, especially sort of get it down onto the man after each rage, and make it even harder for the Lifestealer to stick around and get the damage out.
It at least lets you distance yourself. Because, you know, if you're going to walk in and dual breath, especially versus this lineup, you're probably going to die right afterwards. So at least maybe you can throw out at least a liquid fire from a distance on top of your ice path and macro fire. Look at top already. Liquid, they're looking for a fight.
They're prepared for this. Iceboxers get laid down. Mindstrike will jump forward. He has got MATUMBAMAN inside of him. Somnus blinking in as well. They've got the silence onto Doom, but outpost MATUMBAMAN. Instant BKB from Army. He backs away from the damage being thrown out by Miracle. FY tries to shadow around the hill onto Mindstrike, but Mindstrike's got the heal from the Scourge, so he gets out. And the two supports from PSG.LGD will not. xNova and FY. They're taking too much damage there, as Liquid were more than prepared for that push attempt to come out from PSG.LGD.
Just not giving them any room to try to get an objective. Every single time they are there to respond. And even look, the Chen creeps too. Kuro's microing them in the mid lane to make sure they don't even get any tower threat on mid. Down to 560 HP. Oh, look at that pickup. Very early.
An early upgraded bots.
Bots too. Looking to just keep fighting non-stop, stick on top of... They can do like a triple infest kind of in a way, right? Now it's an infested X-hero, they can just bots in always. They tend to have the Chen creeps there with them, so he can, but he wants to make sure that he can be inside of all those fights.
And I like this as well from Somnus. He's changed his mind. The Linkers just goes for the straight BKB. So, I mean, you saw how much damage was coming out from the Tinker. Sure, the Linkers is nice in terms of the Doom and the disables, but if you want to stick around a fight, you have to have that BKB. And bottom lane Chalice, he'll pop it, but look at the damage of the two-man scope that goes through it. He just chases him. I think about 4 hits there for the Lifestealer with that Deso AC just punched through. Bloodseeker. Dame comes in with the background. They do the silence down onto Tinker, chasing him. Sonic Wave won't quite clip onto Miracle, and he gets sent back by Kuro. Kuro getting Miracle out back to safety. Somnus continues to try and fight with the BKB. Looks towards GH, punching him down. GH will be able to get himself away there with the rim runner back towards the mid. Miracle's back in. Burst down Arme with that BKB now expended.
And that was the fight that LGD, they wanted to be able to try to take, right? They just bought the BKB on the Queen of Pain. They wanted to try to do something versus Liquid, but Liquid just always in the right place at the right time. 9k gold advantage.
This is getting a little out of hand for PSG.LGD.
Experience also about 10k. And they can now go high ground with this AC Deso build that Matumba does have.
No Arme for 40 seconds. 10 seconds at the least have xNova out. So spam down and try and slow down his push. But look at the damage onto Chalice. He's pretty much dead. He has to get himself back to base. It's a good job that power shot didn't hit, as that with the rockets would have finished him off. Chalice and FY getting all the way back into the fountain. The power of the Tinker, I mean, Miracle, he's hit all the item timings that he would hope for. It was a little slow to start, but he played the fights perfectly, had that involvement. And now, level 21, they've got the mid lane racks. How do you fight with this Tinker in the game?
It doesn't look good, Owen. Look at Miracle, just blinks in onto the high ground, gets sent back right away. Oh. Has to be a little bit careful of that for the next few times. Can get Yule sceptered. Has to just watch out for that. But again, over and over again, it's just all the lanes being shoved in from Liquid, and they're free to make whatever move they want. PSG.LGD just completely on the back foot.
And into the pit they go again.
And it's going to die very fast.
nothing that PSG.LGD could really do about this, as they can't even get to the pick quick enough. So now looking before Liquid's able to claim the Aegis and the cheese. The second Roche once again going their way, and straight towards the mid they'll move. Chalice, he's got to be careful. He might not even get a chance to get away. He has to pop that BKB. Has the sentry down. We'll see GH under the cover of his Glimmer Cape, and he's not messing around. A shackle shot would have meant his death there.
Liquid's just ready to go. They can just look at those F1. He's able to find Miracle here on the left.
He is. A lot of damage, a lot of balance. Miracle's gone. Massive kill for FY. 800 gold going his way off the back of being able to solo pick off an incredibly farm core. He's got 6k net worth. Miracle's 18k. Doesn't matter. It's a dark Willow.
Having that Tinker Ward. Very fortunate.
Radiant are scanning.
Maybe now they can try to claim this top tower. I say maybe, but look at Liquid. They're already saying no. They want to go look for this.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Got one control confined with MATUMBAMAN inside, and a quick blink. Open wounds and a doom would spell the end for any of these heroes. And there we have, straight in onto Somnus immediately. And they'll get a second out of that as well.
But they can deny it? Oh, they even deny the tower.
Taking everything away from LGD on that top attempt that they came for with a push. FY, Shadow around to disjoint the shackle shot. Will continue to get chased. He turns with the Euro Scepter to hold back one. Curse round down onto mind control as well. Should provide him the safety he needs to get out of there. Arme trying to poke at them, but Arme's got to be careful, as Liquid will happily take a fight if Arme gives it to him. Linkers will be popped. Does allow MATUMBAMAN to get in with the open wounds, and Arme just has to pop the BKB. Be very careful with his positioning. First Crown once again out onto mind control, but they don't want to take this fight without Somnus or xNova, as PSG.LGD back up to the high ground.
They just keep forcing these defensive BKBs. It just seems like they can never get the jump on the side of PSG.LGD. It's just Liquid running them down as a unit, and they don't really have an initiator on their side.
20 seconds without Somnus. As another push comes in. Last time Liquid got away with a full set of racks in the middle lane. We'll see if they can get away with just as much this time.
They just blanket the Lifestealer with a bunch of Marches. Marches has an Aegis as well on top 2.
The tier 3 will start to back off now. Somnus is about to be back in the game, as BKB's actually popped by Chalice.
Chalice?
Woo-hoo-hoo, Chalice!
That was
Physical damage, big pierce BKB, my friends. You're not invincible. Despite the tagline of the team.
Somnus gets in the back and kills a heart on the courier that was coming from up.
I mean, does it matter though? They've lost 2. They're jumping into the base. Liquid. There's the shackle shot onto Arme. Arme just gets cut down by the Doom. Somnus will jump forward. It's a nice Sonic Wave onto 4. Doesn't allow him to kill off Miracle. But they're 3 dead on PSG.LGD. They're losing a second set of barracks, as FY has to try and get himself back to base. Shadow Realm still unavailable for 4 seconds, so he will get cut down as well by Matumba. Somnus is jumping in with the AoE Shadow Strike, but it's a second set of racks claimed by Liquid as the tips come out for KuroKy.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
As this looks to be coming very close to the end of game 1 in this best of 3. Liquid just moving on to the 3rd set of racks. PSG.LGD, they're holding on for now. They may have at least one more fight in them, but it may be at a time where their entire base is in shambles. Liquid jumping in, looking for the shackle. On this, look at the silence of GH, but again the Glimmer Cape there. They've taken a 3rd melee race. Chalice pops his BKB, trying to move forward. They have got the Ice Spark down, and that will allow them to take at least the Aegis out of the hands of MATUMBAMAN. Arme back in 10 seconds, as well as FY, but MATUMBAMAN, he's going to be able to finish off the final piece of buildings before they're back up. Mind control. Make way with his life. He's got the BKB actually able to turn with the Doom down onto Chalice. And Chalice gets shot in the face. That's going to be GG. PSG.LGD, they tap out of game 1 as Liquid. They really do look to be on something else right now. Back onto top 4. Liquid on this upper bracket run and into this winners bracket final. Their game 1, it's looking like it's going to continue.
the power of Chen. He took over this game, just walking from lane to lane, able to pressure, get all these objectives for his team to make space for Miracle, to get those boots of travel. And I mean, I miss seeing MATUMBAMAN playing Lifestealer. It was his best hero. It was his best hero in my opinion when he first started doing this build. And it's not green.
It's not green.
But every time I've seen him do this type of build, if you can get away with getting that armlet Deso really early on, they're always able to just control the map. And it really was LGD